So, because I'm an awkward human being and whatnot and what doozles, I decided that I'm going to do a drinky drink type thing. A drinky drink type thing. So, I'm not supposed to drink at my grandmother's house, and that's where I live. So, I'm being illegal. Yay! Of course, by being illegal, I totally mean I'm way over 21 and I'm allowed to do the drinky drink. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rant about life because, yeah, why not? I don't have much to rant about. I've been having a really good time with life lately. But today has been a bad day. Hence the drinky drink. I'm so glad the drinky drink exists. Thank you. So as I was saying, I've had a really bad day today, and honestly, it's kind of been built up over the course of I don't know, like a couple of months actually. I think it started back in November. A lot of it has to do with work. It's all mostly work related, and I don't know what's going on, but suddenly it seems like my bosses just completely don't like me. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not here to be judged by them, even though they are the source of my income, but you know, screw them. You know what? Instead of ranting, I think I'm going to go ahead and do those ghost stories. I tell ghost stories because ghost stories are fun, and I owe that at least to you because I was supposed to do that back in October, and then I'm all like, oh hey, forgot those ghost stories. But I was really busy back in that time because school and stuff. And yes, I have school now, but I don't know, it seems easier this semester for some reason. Knock on wood that I don't have, I guess, my bedpost maybe? There was this one time when I was 16, my mom brought home a whole bunch of money, from out of the country. She worked at a bank, so when customers would bring in all the money and whatnot, she would just keep it, or exchange for the amount. What it doesn't matter how she got it anyway. She came home with all this money, and it was in a little bag, and it was Brazil, India, other places that were really cool. There were tons. I wouldn't say there's probably at least 7 different currencies in there. I love having all these different types of coins from other countries because I think it's really cool to see all the different currencies. So she brought it home for me, and that's the main reason why she used to collect them was for me. I was super excited, super thrilled about all this money, and I took it and I immediately put it in my room. Well, during this time, well, not during this time, whatever. After the money was got, I put it on my dresser, and it was one day after school. I might not have been 16 yet. I might have been a senior, because my mom wasn't coming home at the same time as me. I was alone. Okay, but anyway, so I think it was senior, so I was probably 17 or 18. I don't know. But I was home alone and I had my laptop on the bed and I was watching YouTube. I was actually watching paranormal things because I am a huge paranormal geek and I watch scary things on YouTube all the time, and I have ever since I've been into YouTube, which has been since I was 12. I'm 24 now, if that gives you any idea of how long that's 12 years. Holy crap, I'm old. But anyway, money, laptop, watching paranormal stuff, money on the dresser. So I'm watching this paranormal stuff, and there's this guy who was having it. It doesn't matter. I'm sitting there and I'm watching YouTube, and then I hear a noise coming from one direction, one corner of my room, and I look up, and nothing's going on. It sounded like the house was settling. So, and we had a new house, so I don't remember how that works. If it's new houses that settle more than old houses, I don't know. I think it's new houses settle more. The noise happened again, but it was it went from one part of the wall to like the next part of the wall, you know, as much as I could tell because, you know, I'm listening and not like nothing seeing. I'm not seeing this. And the bag of money that was on my dresser falls. It just falls. It falls off the dresser, and it was on the dresser to the point where it had to slide to fall off. So I thought that was kind of weird. I went over there and I picked it up and like I put it on the dresser, started testing it to see like different ways it could have been up there for it to fall like that, but I couldn't find any rational explanation, to be honest with you, except for if it was on the edge of the dresser, which I know it wasn't because I know how I placed it, but I placed it further on my dresser so it wouldn't happen again, you know, just in case. And that's pretty much the day that all of this stuff began. I started to have nightmares, and not normal nightmares. They were like really freaking creepy nightmares. Like one of them that I remember really, really well is I was asleep in my bed, and this figure comes in through the door, and I see it, you know, and then I like kind of like go into another dream, and then I come back into, I guess, that same dream, and the figure is on the other side of my bed, hovering over me, watching me. And this really creeps me out, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm dreaming, so it doesn't matter. So then I fell back to sleep, or had another dream. I don't know. I don't know if I was actually awake, but in the dream, I was in my bedroom, so that's why I consider that one to be kind of strange. But the dreams were getting so bad that I was almost unable to sleep any at all. Like, it was intense. Um, I eventually was so creeped out of my own bedroom that I was sleeping with my parents. My cat Salty, she used to sleep with me all the time, and she was on the edge of my bed, and I woke up, turned my lamp on, and looked at her, and she was looking at me, then looking behind me, then looking at me, then looking behind me, then looking at me. So then I was like, "Are you, are you, are you trying to tell me something?" So I turn around, and as soon as I turn around and look at the wall just snaps at me. Or by snap, I mean it went like it popped at me. I ran out of my room as quickly as possible, and I called my boyfriend at the time and was like, "Oh my gosh, the creepiest thing just happened." Like I said, I stopped sleeping in my room. I slept in my parents' room. Eventually, they got tired of me sleeping in there, so they made me sleep on the couch. Uh, I was on the couch and I was having night sweats, having nightmares again, and the thought of it's just like making me all ugh. Um, but I woke up on the couch again, like for the millionth time, and I was hearing this noise in the kitchen. And the way that the living room is like you have a couch and then you have the kitchen, so there's no like door, it's like a whole open space. And the table was kind of behind the couch, and it sounded like a chair was like rocking back and forth. And I kind of took it off as like a cat scratching themselves, so maybe their foot was like tapping, you know, like because it was making that noise. And so I was like, oh, you know, one of the cats is just, you know, scratching themselves. But it just kept going and going and going. So I was like, hey, no cat scratches themselves that long. But I ignored it and I tried to fall back to sleep. It stopped eventually, and then it started doing it again. I never fell back to sleep, but it started doing it again. So I was like, okay, well, I was under the covers because I was creeped out, of course. So I creeped out from underneath the blanket, and I looked over at the couch, and this is where it gets really freaking weird. All three of my cats were on the back of the couch that looked over into the kitchen. So I was like, okay, it's not a cat. It is not a cat making that noise, and that noise has never happened in this house before. So I'm watching the cats, watching the kitchen, and then the thing, it just stopped. And I'm already freaked out. So I'm just like, and I'm like half under the covers, you know, like, and so after it stops, though, you just hear pitter patters running into the living room. I'm laughing because it was too unreal. It was creepy, okay? It was like, probably slower than that, probably more. It sounded like legit baby feet, like toddler or something, coming at me. And it was going around the couch. And see, when it was happening, all the cats, all three of them, started running, and they ran straight into my mom and dad's room, which was on the other side of the living room. And I ran with them, and I told my mom, I woke her up, I was like, oh my god, this thing happened. And she was like, it was probably just one of the cats. I was like, they went running too! It wasn't a cat! I took the money out of my bedroom because I pretty much just was like, it all started when the money came in here, so I'm taking the money out. As soon as the money was out of the house completely, everything was way better. All of it stopped. It was awesome how much of it just stopped. During that time, I was really sick. Like, every time I came home, I felt super nauseous and anxious. And, like, not in a way, like, I guess some people would describe it as a, like, you might be just sick and feeling this way, but I would be feeling super good at school. And then as soon as I'd get home, it was, like, just bad. And I honestly didn't know what was going on with me. And to this day, I still don't know what was going on with me. But, I mean, I can honestly say I've never felt that nauseous in my life. I don't know if there was something that was causing me to like have an allergic reaction in the house. My mom was trying to figure it out too because she was tired of me like being sick and ill. And I mean, I was to the point where if I wasn't breathing a certain way, I was going to be vomiting. So that was really strange too. And of course, when the money left, that all stopped too. And that could be some stupid placebo effect. I mean, it might not have been the money. I might have just associated it with the money and then it just happened to go away at the same time. I don't know. But that's my ghost story number 1. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. And please subscribe if you want. Give me a thumbs up too. All right. Bye. And I guess cheers. Screw it. I'm gonna edit the stupid video. Cheers to editing for the night. Oh, ah. I. It's. It's good, I promise.